Hello everybody, welcome you all at Learning is Fun with Prajnaparamita. Today I am going to tell you how to put adverb or how to place adverb in a sentence, because adverbs are a very important element in a sentence and you have to know the rule where to put an adverb in a sentence. In my last video lesson I have already told you where to place verb, object and the words related to time and place. So today I am going to tell you the rules for the adverbs in a sentence. So stay with me till the end to know all these things very clearly. First, all of you know that adverbs always with verb, related to verb, they are the words that modify what is the verb or that tells about verb. Those who wish to know more about adverb, I will provide the link in the description box below. I have a video lesson. Please do watch that video lesson also. So here you find adverb with verb. Some adverbs, for example, always, also, probable, go with the verb in the middle of a sentence. So this is the vital point, because in my last video lesson I have told you always verb and object, they are placed together. You have to put verb and object together. There you don't put any other thing. But today I am going to tell you about adverb, and here you find the adverb like always, also, probably. They are the adverbs that can be placed in the middle of a sentence. So let's see the example now. Here, Helen always drives to work. Here you find always, this adverb placed just before the verb drives. Next example, we were feeling very tired and we were also hungry. Here also you find we were feeling very tired and we were also hungry. Here after be verb, the adverb is also is placed. So here you find the difference. For the first example, where you find adverb always sits before the verb, but in the next example, second example, you will find that, or you got it, that the adverb also placed after the be verb. And next example, the concert will probably be cancelled. Here in this example also you find the position of adverb is in between will and be verb. So this is the position. You may find it may be confusing for you where to put and what is the rule behind it. Why sometimes we put adverb just before verb, why we put adverb just after verb, and here you find we put adverb in between two verbs. So now I am going to explain the rule. So here if the verb is one word, this is important, because sometimes in a sentence you find more than one verbs are there. For example, will be, if it is continuous tense, will be doing, etc. And you may find lots of things are there. So if the verb is only one word, that means drives, fail, cooked, etc., the adverb goes before the verb. This is very important. You have to keep in mind what I am saying, that if the verb is only one word, that means there is only main verb is there. No more other auxiliary verbs are there. So at that time you have to put adverb just before verb. So here let's see the example. Here you find Helen always drives to work. Here you find here verb is only one word, that means you might only find the main verb here. So in that case you have to put that verb just before the verb, that is always is there. This is an adverb and it's just before the verb drive. Next example, I almost fell as I was going down the stairs. Here you find the verb is a single word with the main verb is there, no auxiliary verb or something there. So in that case also you have to put an adverb just before the verb. Next, I cleaned the house and also cooked the dinner. Here in these example also, cooked is a main verb and it is a single word. In that case, you have to put adverb just before the verb. That is also is there just before the verb cooked. So here you do not say and cooked also the dinner. You don't place the adverb also after the verb cook. Next example, Lucy hardly ever watches television and rarely reads newspaper. Here you find watches and reads. These are the single verb, that is only one finite verb. So in all these cases, you have to put an adverb just before the verb. Here, shall I give you my address? No, I already have it. Here you find have is a verb here, and here you have to put as it is a single verb, so you have to put the adverb just before the verb. Now, the next rule. Note that these adverbs always, often, also, etc. Go before have to. So this is another very serious and important rule while putting or placing an adverb in a sentence. If there is have to, you have to put these adverbs just before have to. So let's see the examples and it may be clear to you. Here, Joe never phones me. I always have to phone him. Here you find have to, and before have to, you have to put the adverb always. But you never say I always or I have always to phone. This is not the correct order. You don't put always in between have and the preposition. Next example, that is but adverbs go after am, is, are, was, were. This is a very serious rule and this is a very important thing. You have to remember, if in a sentence you find am, is, are, was, were, that means the be verb. So you have to put adverb go after. So here not before. You have to put adverb after am, is, are, was and were. So let's see the example here. We were feeling very tired and were also hungry. So this is the point. If the verb is the be verb, that is were, so you have to put the adverb after be verb. Next example, the traffic isn't usually as bad as it was this morning. Here isn't, that is the be verb is not. So when you may find that am, is, are, was, were, you have to put the adverb just after the be verb. This is another serious and important rule. Now, if the verb is two or more words, as I have told you. If the verb is two or more words, that means in a verb sequence, that is a verb phrase, you may find two or more verbs, auxiliary, modal, etc. So those who really wants to know about verb phrase, I have a video lesson relating phrases. You have to watch that video lesson. I will provide the link in the description box below. So if the verb phrase is made of two or more verb, more than one verb, then that is can, remember, doesn't, eat, will be cancelled. The adverb usually goes after the first verb. This is very important rule. After the first verb. That is, if in a sentence, if in a verb phrase, there you may find two or more verbs are there. So you have to put the adverb just after the first verb. So let's see the examples. Here, I can never remember her name. Here in this example, can is an auxiliary verb and remember is the main verb. So can is the first verb and you have to put the adverb after can. Okay, after the first verb. So next example, Clara doesn't often eat meat. Here doesn't often. Here often is used after the first verb doesn't. Next, are you definitely going? Here also you find are you, as it is a question, interrogative sentence, you may find the auxiliary verb comes first. So here after first verb, that is are, and here you have to, obviously you have to put the subject after the first verb, and after that you have to put the adverb, and the going is the second verb. Going always next week. Here the sequence is same. Always you have to remember that, you have to keep in mind that if the verb phrase or if in a sentence you find more than one verb, you have to put an adverb after the first verb. Next, the concert will probably be cancelled. Here also this is a good sequence. You may find that will, probably and be. The first verb is will, so you have to put the adverb after the first verb. Now, if the verb is two or more word, as I have told you, now let's see more example. We have always been very kind to me. You have always been very kind to me. Here you may find that have always been. So in between the first verb and the been, you have to put always. You have to put the adverb. And next example, Jack can't cook, he can't even boil an egg. Here you find can't even and boil. Here you find can't is a auxiliary verb with negative and boil is a main verb. So if there is more than one verbs, you have to put adverb after the first verb. In the next example, do you still work for the same company? The thing is, the rule is the similar here, and the house was only built a year ago and it's already falling down. So all of these examples, the common thing is that you have to keep in mind, again and again I repeat, that if there is more than one verb, you have to put adverb after first verb. So the next rule for you. Note that probably goes before a negative. This is another important rule for an adverb, for the adverb probably. If it is a negative, so after or before negative, always you have to keep in mind, not after, just before negative, you have to put the adverb probably. So let's see the example. I probably won't see you. Here won't, this is a negative, so you have to put probably just before the negative word. And I will probably not see you. Here also, although there is only you find will and see, these two verbs, and there is not, so you have to put probably before the negative word. And you don't say I won't probably see you. This is not the correct word. We always make mistakes in this case, because we may say that we won't probably do this, we won't probably go there, but it is not correct. We have to say we will probably not, or I will probably not, because before not, before the negative, you have to put the adverb probably. And here, now let's see the position of all and both in a sentence. What is the position here? We all felt ill after the meal. Here you find if all is always placed before the verb. So here you do not say we fell all ill. After the verb we never placed all. Another example, my parents are both teacher. Here also you find both is used after be verb. So here all is used before verb, but both is used after verb. So we never say my parents both are teachers. So in that case you do not use both before the verb. And Shara and Jane have both applied for the job. Here also you find after the first verb have, you have to use both. And we are all going out tonight. This is another interesting example for you, because here you find that we sometimes say that we all going, etc., but this is not the correct choice. So now sometime we use is, will, did, etc. instead of repeating the part of a sentence. This is another thing. Sometimes we say the unless or without repeating the major part of the sentence, we already use this verb. Sometimes is, will, did, etc. So here you find Tom says he isn't clever, but I think he is. Here, unless or without saying that he is clever, we just repeat the word, or we just use the verb is. Here, when we do this, now I am going to tell you about adverbs. When we do this, we put always, never, etc. before the verb. This is the rule. So what is that? If we say this, that without repeating the whole part of the sentence, we only use is, did, will, etc. So in that case, we put always and never, etc. before verb. So here, he always says he won't be late, but he always is. Here you find that he always is, that means he is always late. So he always is. So without, after putting always after the verb, you have to put the adverb before, always before the verb is. Next example, I have never done it and I never will. Here also you find while you are talking about, while you were you just not going to repeat the next part of the sentence, just you use the auxiliary verb will. So you have to put never before that auxiliary verb. So in that case also, I will never do it, instead of saying that thing I will never do it, if we say I only will, you have to use only auxiliary verb. In that case you have to use never before will, that is I never will. Hope you like this video lesson. If you have any queries regarding anything, please do comment in the comment section. I definitely reply them. And if you like the video lesson, please just click the like button for me. So no more today. Thank you for listening and bye bye.